Kia ora, Facebook family. I am attempting to go live sideways for the first time. Probably I'd be gonna honor. I was like gonna put my glasses on, but they're really dirty. Super dirty. Wonder if I can. Oh, let's see if I can find my glasses cleaner just here. Oh yeah, we got it. I need some more cleaning fluid. Kia ora. Hello, beautiful people. If you are joining us, I'll give you around a couple of minutes and see if I can share us. We are a little bit lopsided, aren't we? That's alright. Life and us is lopsided sometimes. What a big, beautiful, intense day today was. I just want to come and share a few things with you guys, a few reflections and a few points that have come up for me. At the moment, just going to copy a link onto my private, if I can do that, on this new Facebook update. And we'll dive into some juiciness. If you are joining on the live or the replay, feel free to say kia ora, say hello, let me know where you are coming in from, see if I can see you with my glasses on. There we go, much better. Alrighty. Shit, it's late. I didn't realise it was even 11 o'clock. 11 p.m, well, 5 to 11 New Zealand time. Wow, that day went fast. Really fast, but super exciting. A lot of bigness happening today. Oh, Facebook's definitely updated because I'm struggling to find where my women's community is to share this live. Big hot flush of energy as well coming through. I have lit my beautiful candle behind me. Oh, and it's already gone out. Maybe when I got my my glasses out, might not be much life left in her beautiful candle. We see. So today, oh my god, how many things. Had some big shifts around. I think she's out. She must be Dee ready for some candle shopping. So today I've had a lot of stuff, many things around self-worth come up in my own, I suppose, personal development, as well as in my professional, with my clients, everywhere actually, some really basic things, and I wanted to come and just talk into them a little bit because as I go along my journey, I realize more and more, even though I'm already very passionate about building self-worth in all of us. That is why my women's community is called A Wild Worthy World. All about, I feel like that's something really big on my heart, is creating self-worth within all of us, and as I say that, I'm like, not even creating self-worth, because we are all worthy as fuck. But it's bringing awareness, knowing, and belief to our worth, to our true worth. There was a couple of things today. I always feel cool to come live after I've had a big, awesome session with my mentor, and we had a session today. And each week when we have our session, I'm quite an organizer, but I'm also spontaneous and like to be organized and then flow. But sometimes I write down, most of the time I write down questions that come up that I want to ask her on our calls, even though she's in my back pocket all the time. And one of the questions I wrote, as money comes in, how do you learn to spend it? Ha ha. And I was like, why did I write that? So it stems back to a self-worth thing. I've been doing a lot of money mindset work, a lot of shifting, and realizing that money mindset really deeply intertwines with how worthy we believe we are, how deserving we believe we are of these things. And I've started to finally, get a more full financial grounding, I suppose, and I feel it moving. There is so much I'm creating. There is so much I'm birthing. I've just launched my new program yesterday, my 21-day life shifter. So if you're keen to get in on some, check it out. I made a post about it today. Absolutely freaking incredible. 21 days with one-on-one container of unlimited voice notes and messages, and literally nothing is off topic. All questions are welcome. You get an 18 spread card reading and audio recording, psychic reading. You get 2 30-minute one-on-one video calls, mindset mentoring, different tools, whatever you need to shift you and kick your life in the ass pretty much, and wake you up, restart you, whatever you need, whether it's working through self-worth stuff, relationships, money, time, career, parenting, herpes stuff, shame, embarrassment, attachment, wanting to create your own business. It could be absolutely anything. But anyway, yeah, so I'm birthing so much. I have probably 6 different programs on the go behind the scenes that I'm creating and pulling all of this juiciness together at the moment. So it's like the more I'm moving and executing and recalibrating and moving and shifting, shifting, I feel I'm accomplishing more, and I'm getting not further and further, but I'm getting deeper and deeper into knowing and believing and really embodying what I'm here to do in our world and through my work and my gifts. And that makes me a bit uncomfortable to say, but I know, and the money's starting to flow in a different way. And that question that I asked her, as money is coming in, how do you learn how to spend it? And I was like, why am I asking that question? I know where the money needs to go, but it was more coming from what I figured out. It was more coming from the sense of, oh, I have holy shoes that I wear every day that I've had for 6 years, and as soon as money comes in, I'm like, oh, I need to spend it on my business. I need this for my business, and I need that for my business, so I'll put it over there. Or maybe I should save it for a rainy day in case I need this, that, or the other thing. And realizing that I'm worth fucking good quality shoes. That I am worth really good quality shoes. And then I realized, because I've got this little shopping list of like socks, I haven't bought new socks in so long. Like, some of them are super holy, and I'm like, what does this reflect? Like, I really had, like, I suppose something drop into me around self-worth and money and where we put our money. And it's interesting because I've invested thousands and thousands of dollars into this work, into what I do for others, but for my coaches and my mentors. And that's where my heart and my work, like I know I'm fucking worthy there. Like I know that I'm fucking worthy, and my coaches that I invest in are fucking worthy. But something shifted differently in me today, realizing like, oh, I deserve new clothes. I'm not unnecessarily buying. And it really, one of my girlfriends that picks me up for dancing, she came to me and she's like, oh, I bought this gym wear, this new bra and tights, and they don't fit me. Would you like them? They're brand new. And I actually, doing 75 hard today, I had to walk in the rain, so I got out and I walked in the rain, got drenched. And my shoes were soaking wet, and then I had these other, funny enough, brand new shoes under the bed that my auntie had given me. But I was saving them because they're white, and I was like, oh, so why the fuck was I saving them under the bed, keeping them nice? And I wore them to dance class, and the new footwear that my girlfriend had given me. And in the middle of the dance class tonight, I was like, oh, look, how much was it? Oh, I'm wearing new footwear and I'm wearing new shoes. Wow. Oh, yeah, I'm deserving of this. Like, normally just wear my stinky old, boring old sports bra and holy shoot, my shoes actually have holes in them. That's what I normally wear every week, and I'm just so used to it. And then I'm like, oh, all right, Maddie, it's time. Like, you're deserving of more than just your holy shoes, you know. And I actually had something similar with someone else in my life recently, and they bought themselves some really awesome new clothes that were quite expensive, depending on what expensive is to you. They were a few $100s for the clothes, and his face and his excitement of treating himself to clothes that were quality and new, reflecting his worth, that he had worked his ass off for the money and that he was deserving of it. It was just really, it was really deep and really cool. So I just suppose I wanted to come and talk into some self-worth stuff today. There was also a situation with a herpes client today, all around talking to me about disclosure and things like that, asking questions around disclosure and like how do you find anyone that will really accept you? Like, everyone's a dick and everyone replies shit when I tell them I have herpes, etc, etc. And I was trying to support her, and all that could come into my head was self-worth. Like, do you believe you're worth it? Because to me, when I talk to this beautiful wahine, I personally couldn't feel that she believed that she was worth it. And for me, I don't think the challenge is the disease, illness, virus, whatever you want to call it, label of herpes, or disclosing it in the right or wrong way. For me, that demonstrated connection, relation to self-worth. Like, did she value herself? Did she believe she was worthy? Did she work on accepting all parts of herself? Herpes, no herpes, all of her past, other relationships, her body image, her traits, her past, like anything. And it just has screamed really loud to me today about self-worth, and I think we don't talk about it enough, and I feel like I need to talk about self-worth and how freaking important it is to build on our self-worth and figure out what our sense of self-worth really is. Because if our self-worth is depleted, if we do not believe we are good enough, if we never feel like we're enough, I feel like everything is really fucking hard. I feel like there is barriers and there is fucking walls everywhere we go. I feel like if we don't have a sense of self-worth and we can't figure out where our self-worth is and really feel worthy and really look at how we're worthy and how we value ourselves, how can we do anything? How can we have a career? How can we dismantle anxiety? How can we have a relationship? How can we have a career or build our own business that we dream of? How can we be a parent and face things every single day? How can we hold space for our friends or for ourselves and self-care if we don't value ourselves and if we don't understand or deeply believe in our core that we are worthy? And it's really dropped in for me today that, like, I've talked about self-worth a lot in the past, but like maybe I need to do a whole training and a workshop all on self-worth, because for me, even like in my herpes journey and my mental health and all of these things, I think about it and I'm like, it wasn't really the herpes. It really wasn't the mental health. It was really the core deepness that I believed I was shit, that I was never enough, that I believed that I was never enough for anyone else, and I wasn't perfect enough, and I wasn't pretty enough, and I wasn't smart enough, and I didn't live up to everyone's expectations, and I didn't have all the money and the career and the house, and I didn't have a perfect relationship, and if a guy didn't want me, it would mean that I'm unworthy, and if I was single, it would mean I'm unworthy, and if I didn't finish the shift nursing on time, that meant I was unworthy. And I look around and I look back and I'm like, like, it's so important to, I suppose, hone in and start bringing awareness to, like, how do we define our own self-worth? How do we see ourselves in self-worth? Like, what do you truly believe about your own worth? Like, yeah, it's easy enough to say, oh yeah, I know I'm worthy. I feel like all of us on the surface somewhere believe and know that we're worthy. But do we act and speak and behave and live and be like we're worthy? Like, there's this new thing that it's been happening for a while, but I've been learning more and more, like when my mentor or when I ask myself or I'm journaling around certain things. Like when my mentor, for example, well, she asked me something the other day around, do I trust this path? Do I trust this space? And I was like, well, yeah, fuck, I'm here. I'm here and I'm full fucking tits, butt, face, every fucking thing. I'm in it. Like, bro, I trust it fully. I trust it fully. But my behaviors and my thoughts and sometimes my words, they didn't demonstrate that I believed it, that I believed and trusted in this space, if that makes sense. And it's kind of like when we have conflict or confrontation, when we have like those two minds, and one part of us is like, yeah, go do that, and then like, no, don't be stupid, don't do that, you know, and we're into, oh yeah, should I take that job? No, I probably shouldn't, that's too risky, I'll stay at this job, or whatever it is, or I better stay in this relationship because of XYZ, they do this well, and then we're like in confrontation, and we're like, same kind of thing. It's like, Like, what do your behaviors, your thought patterns, your habits, what do they show you? What do they show you? You know, like, words are so freaking powerful. But I suppose I just want to highlight today, like, we can say anything, but are we saying it with our whole body, with our whole energy, with our whole soul? Are we, you know, like, I can say, oh, I love you, good night. Do I really look like I mean it? No. Do I really feel like I mean it? No. And it's like when someone says they're going to do something and they tell you, yeah, I'll be there, see you on Saturday, and you can tell in their voice they're not going to turn up, they're going to pull out, and you can feel it and you know it. And it's like when someone says they're sorry and they don't mean it. I don't know if you've had that happen, but I have. When someone's like, yeah, I'm sorry, but then they're just going to go and do it again. And I'm like, yeah, like, I can feel that you're not sorry. You're saying sorry because you think you're meant to be sorry. So you're saying sorry hoping that I'll drop whatever it is. And then, but you're not genuinely sorry. You're not genuinely, like, you can feel it in the emotion. And I think this is with self-worth. It's like, we all know in some way or form that we are worthy, you know, and a positive face like me can go on social media and post, you are worthy, you are beautiful, you are enough. And all of these things, these words, these mantras, these affirmations, and maybe for a moment it registers in your mind and you're like, wow, yeah, I am. I know I'm worthy because, you know, I've been through a lot, or maybe I lash out and I do some mistakes or make some choices that I wish I didn't, etc. Or maybe I haven't changed this habit yet that I really like to kick, etc., etc., etc. But you're still not embodying all of it because you haven't discovered yourself deeper, because you haven't unfolded or unpacked your internal self deeper. You haven't discovered that far yet. You've hit the cusp, but you're not all the way in yet. You're still on the outskirts, if that makes sense. And I'm finding, like, and us humans, most of us, we're generally really, really fucking lazy. We would love to be able to just, oh, I'll read a book and then I'll feel worthy. It doesn't happen like that. Well, I don't think it does anyway. I've actually had two clients this week actually ask me, oh, Maddie, like, what's the difference between, like, working with you and doing a program with you and just, like, reading books or, like, watching YouTube videos, podcasts, and, like, why can't I just put myself to do it? I even had a girlfriend that I talked to today. She was like, oh, I've been trying to shift that for ages, and then I talked to you for a couple of minutes, and now it's shifted. Why couldn't I shift? I can usually always do it by myself. And I feel like we try to, like, there's a difference between, in our journey, doing the work ourselves and being independent and choosing to take action in doing the work ourselves, and then just trying to be independent and run off so that we can say we've done it by ourselves because we're stubbornly wanting to prove that we can do it independently by ourselves, if that makes sense. Because I feel like, and today there's been a couple of situations and conversations that I realized, like, the power of coaching. I don't think I will ever not have a coach or a mentor that I'm working with ever again in my life. I think for the rest of my life, I will always have someone that I am learning wisdom from, that I am learning life skills from, that I am learning more modalities and tools and learning to stretch myself, grow myself, challenge myself, discover myself deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, because they drive something different in me, and it, like, lights this, like, like soul food, like fire in me. And we all talk about, yeah, well, I can do it by myself. Yeah, it's awesome. And we all do the work ourselves. That is, you know, a big part of it. But I wonder if, like, do people think that it's weak to have a support person, a mentor, a coach? I wonder if that's something that's coming up for people at the moment, like, oh, I don't need someone if I have a mentor, a coach, a counselor. I was going to say a calendar. a counselor, or that means that I'm not happy, or I'm not good, or I'm low, or I'm weak, or I'm not enough because I need someone to support me. And it's definitely not that. And I feel like if you're trying to do it by yourself, I don't know. I had a couple of people ask me this week, like, Maddie, why should I work with you, and why couldn't I just read a book and watch a YouTube and watch a podcast? And I said, well, cool, go for it. Go for it, and let me know if it works. Because books and stuff do help, but the accountability, the power, and the stimulation of someone that is unattached to your situation and has almost like a clear, there is no judgment, and they are not one-sided, and they are here, and they're not here to tell you. That's the difference, well, my perception, that's the difference of mentors and coaches, etc., compared to like a counselor. Or one of the differences that we ask questions and we stimulate, or we guide you to come to your own truth, and come to your own tools, and teach and heal yourself. And like, cool, we can journal, and we can ask ourselves, we can talk to ourselves. But if that worked, like, why aren't you where you want to be? Like, if that worked, and if that's worked for you, like, why are you here talking to me about this work? Is there something more that you want? Is there something more that you desire? Is there something more you want to heal, that you want to learn about yourself? Is there something that's drawn you in, that's lightened you up? Is there something that's like that niggly question going on in the back of your mind? And the other thing I want to say too is the energy that you spend in that space with that person. That is everything. Like, I think I've been learning that a lot with coaches and things, and mentors and business, and I suppose working with my clients, and then also working with my mentor. It's like, it's interesting, of course, like the tools and things are really useful, and they're freaking great, but what I realized with my current mentor is, fuck me, I signed on to my program with her, my first program with her, after like a 7-minute or 12-minute reading, and I'd never even had a conversation with her before. And I signed up to paying $6,000 for my intuitive healer certification, $6,000 or something like that, roughly. I had no idea how I was going to pay it. And I just knew. I was like, let's go. I was like, I seen her, and she gave me a random reading, and she'd never actually spoken to me before, and I was like, holy fucking shit. I was in tears by the end of it. Good tears, healing tears, like, whoa, I've just, like, this has landed so fucking big. And I'd just been through, like, some stuff with my partner, lying to me about some things. I just lost my nanny job due to you know what. And then I'd also lost my biggest coach that I first ever met, and worked with. Like, she shut down her whole business and just disappeared, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, why is everything closing? Why is everything feeling really shit? Why is everything feeling like death at the moment? And it was because my life was opening to something new that I was unknown to me at the time. And I suppose that also comes back to self-worth as well. Like, when I feel like that's almost like my soul leading me, or like a subconscious, or like more of a soul-led thing. Like, I think about when I signed on to that program with her back in, I think I signed on in November. I had no idea how I had enough money to pay the first payment, and then I had no idea how I was going to get the second or third payment. I was like, holy shit. I was like, but I know this is right. And I feel so gravitated. I feel so drawn to her. When I see her, my life lights up, and I'm so interested, and I'm inquisitive, and I'm like, oh my god, give me more. Like, what's going on? I want to listen more. Oh, and then I'll jump on Facebook, and then I'm like, oh, can't help but go and check out her stuff and watch this and see what she has to say about this. And she would light me up in a certain way with fire when I seen her posts, and the words she used, and the experiences she shared, and the wisdom and the gifts and the power in her energy and her healingness. I was like, holy shit, like, I need to do this. And that's a sense of self-worth, I suppose, that we build over time as well. Like, I never used to or would have done that ever in the past. And I think about when I signed on to my first coach, that was $3,000. And when I signed on to my first coach, that cost me $3,000. I think I was in the space that I was like, oh, if I sign on to it, I'm probably gonna die. Like, I was in that kind of space, and I was so low, and I'd given up on everything. I'd lost my career. I was on the sickness benefit. Not lost, but fired, but I quit, and I was really mentally not well, and I was like, oh, well, I'll sign on to it, and I'm probably not going to be here anyway. I'm probably not going to be here. I'm probably going to be dead anyway. So I thought, oh, so who cares? Like, that's how I kind of signed on to my first $3,000 coach, and I was like, it's not going to matter if I'm not here, is it? Like, kind of thing. And I think about where I was in my life then, in deep and dark, and then to where I am now, and the reflection of self-worth that comes through in these things that land, like today, knowing that, well, I deserve to have good quality fucking shoes. I am so much more worthy than holy shoes every day when I'm running my ass off trying to, move my body, move my energy, shift my state every day. I am worthy as fuck, but that hasn't come overnight. It's been like a daily practice, and I think that's something I really want to highlight too, that growth, healing, development, this stuff, having your life purpose and your work, like, it doesn't just happen by, oh, I take a magic pill, or I do one meditation, or I told myself I love myself, or I bought myself lingerie today and I told myself I was pretty, or I changed my hair color and now I love myself and now I'm worthy. I don't believe it's a quick fix. And if you want a quick fix, then I personally, if you've got a secret, tell me. I'd love to know. But I don't believe that we grow our awareness and our embodiment of self-worth and self-love through quick fixes. I think there's definitely ways that we can work on it to develop it faster, open it more rapidly, that we can focus on it and shift it and really like fast track it, but in a core, real, raw, 100% like 100% doing the work kind of way, but it's consistent every day, getting up over and over and over again, and developing it and working for it. And it's, like, I journal a lot. I journal every single day now, and it's not like writing a journal every day that, oh, I love myself, I am worthy. It's deeper than that, you know, like those things help, definitely do them, but at the same time, it's like when we have a hesitation to sign on to something, but we keep going back to it. And I feel like I actually have a lot of clients in the wings at the moment, so if you're out there listening, yeah, I'm talking to you. That, you know, that you come back and forth and you're like, oh yeah, what's she doing? Oh yeah, what's she up to? Oh, I'm gonna talk to her about that. Oh, I'm watching. Oh yeah, that fucking lands. Oh yeah, I get that. That makes total fucking sense. I can relate to that. And you keep coming back and you keep coming back and you're like, nah, I'd never invest in that. Not that much money, or no, I don't need that. La. And then you come back and then you're like, fuck, oh my God. And then you go and do the fucking program and you're like, why didn't I do that 2 years ago? It's like knowing that you're worthy enough, and I think that's why it's I suppose so scary and nerve-wracking sometimes, but exciting, but almost like that fear and step into it when we do decide to sign on to something, because we're like, we know this is going to be confronting. I am going to push you. I am going to hold space for you. We are going to face shit that you've never maybe talked about before, or you've tried to and it's been hard, and it's heart-wrenching, or it brings up past, or it brings up hurt, and it brings up all of these things about yourself, and even surfaces different things that you didn't know about yourself before, that you weren't aware of before. It pulls out all the deliciousness that is in here that we almost just suppress or disregard, or we get busy and we're in mainstream life and we're like, oh, I need to work and I need to do this, and I'm sleeping and I'm gymming and I'm doing whatever, or I'm feeding the kids, and then we, life starts rolling and life starts going by. And then there's never the right time. There's never enough time. There's never enough money. And then years go by, and then you're like, oh, you look around and you're like, oh, I'm really not happy. And realizing, oh, where is my self-worth? And, we invest money in other places. We always have money and time. It's where we choose to prioritize it. And that's something that used to trigger the shit out of me. And I've really started learning, I really have learned that it's shifted, that if you want something real bad, you fucking want it, you'll find the money, you'll find the time. And that's the end answer. Like, you can, I suppose, come up with every other excuse under the tree, that you have this bill and you have this and only this much income and la. Like, I signed on to that $6,000 course and I had no money at the time. Like, I scraped all my bank accounts clean and I got the first payment, and then I was like, I have no fucking idea how I'm going to pay the next payment. But I fucking made it happen because I knew that it was in my soul. I knew that it was in my alignment. I knew that it was my gifts, and that it would heal me so core and heal me so deep and help so many other people. And there wasn't really a choice. Of course, we always have a choice, but it's like my soul knew that you find a way, Maddie. You make it happen, and I think it comes back to self-worthiness again. Like, how do we do anything in our life if we do not believe that we are worthy? And yep, we do. We drag our toes, or we find a way to live, if you want to call it that, like make it through each day. But if we don't have a solid understanding and knowing, embodying, or belief of our self-worth, there's walls everywhere. Our relationships, regardless whether they're romantic, with our family, with colleagues, with our kids, with whoever, acquaintances, friends, our relationships, they're really hard. Our anxiety, our confidence, the way we show up mentally, emotionally, physically, the way we work, the way we even drive our car to the supermarket. It's like everything is affected. Our money, our income, our life purpose, or finding our why, or finding what really fucking lights us up and is creative in us, like a lot of all that lostness that we talk about. Like, us humans often talk about, oh, I'm so lost though, but I know that I'm creative, and I know I want to do this, or I want to start a business one day, or I want to do X, Y, and Z, but I'm not sure how to get there, or, I'm doing really well at my job. What? Because everyone else tells you you're doing really well, because you got to a goal that your boss set you, but then really you come home every day and you're like, oh yeah, great, go back to work tomorrow, yeah, la la la. Like, is that really why you came here? Like, is that really what you want to do? Does that light you the fuck up? Does that change the fucking world? Does that make you feel fucking fulfilled? Because if it doesn't, you can dig deeper, you can discover deeper, and it's big. Like, where do you sit with your self-worth? Because if you don't know where you sit with your self-worth, dig deeper. Dig deeper and ask yourself, how can I discover my self-worth more? How do I describe myself in my worthiness? What do my behaviors, my words, the way I communicate, the way I am socially with people that I let in or I don't let in and I block out, how does that tell me that I am, and my core belief system about how worthy or unworthy I am? Anxiety that comes up every day, or depression, or outrage is that a thing? Yeah, like rage or outbursts at other people, or closing ourselves off from different things, avoidance. Like, what does it tell you about how you perceive your self-worth? Because it's fucking important. It's really fucking important. And if you don't know, I'd really suggest, like, dig deeper. Find someone that fucking lights you up, that you're drawn to, and spend some time digging deep. Do pull out that $300 out of your pocket and invest it in talking to someone about your self-worth, about your past, about your trauma, about the things that you push to the side, that you don't talk about the things that make you uncomfortable, the things that you don't want to relive, the things that hurt you, the things that come up when you feel abandoned or disappointed, the things that trigger you. Because if you can discover your self-worth and start to create that, build that, and bring awareness back to your self-worth, and build that knowing and belief in you that you are worthy, you can change anything in your life. Anything, and call in anything. But you have to want to work for it. I don't believe that anyone can create self-worth overnight. I believe there's awesome fucking modalities and tools and different things like energy work and NLP, timeline therapy, fucking releasing stuff generationally, all sorts of like amazing tools that can definitely shift us so much fucking faster. That's why I do what I do. But it's a long-term journey. It's a long-term journey of working your ass off until you start to make it like a automated new way of being, one of my coaches would say. And it comes naturally that like you become more and more confident. Someone asked me the other day, like, oh, how did you get so confident? And I was like, I didn't always used to be. I didn't always used to be. I worked on my fucking self-worth. And someone said to me, it's like, well, how do you post things like that? Like, aren't you scared that people are going to judge me? Yeah, they are going to judge me. But do you know what? I know that I'm worthy. And I know that for me, this shit lights me up. It heals me every time I share. It feels fucking good. It feels expressive. I feel when it hits people and it touches people and it lands for them and they're like, holy fuck, I've got some work to do. Well, fuck yeah, I've done so much work. I can reflect and I can see where I've been and where I've come to and how much I've fucking grown and the work I do. It's like it doesn't, I've got to a point that I've practiced this so much now that I'm like, people are gonna judge. They're always gonna have something to say, regardless of what you do. Even whether you don't even post on social media or you don't even share anything that's private or personal like I do. People are still going to judge. They're still going to have an opinion because, you know, that's what humans do. And if you can create a space of like your why and your core and relating to like your soul heart, and your gifts of who you are and owning who you are and learning to love yourself, it it can open something so much more freeing than sitting in I am unworthy forever. Because sitting in I am worthless can be fucking painful, and it is really not nice. And just thinking back to early herpes days where I was definitely feeling worthless as shit. And I'm like, whoa, yeah, it was horrid. It's fucking uncomfortable. It was horrible. It was disgusting. It felt like ass shit. Feeling that worthlessness, that you will never be good enough for anyone, that no one will ever love you, that you are shit, that nothing you ever do is enough. Those feelings are crappy, they're yucky, and I don't want anyone to ever fucking feel like that. And that is why I do the work I do. That is why I'm here talking about self-worth stuff today. So that is a big, beautiful rant that I just have around self-worth today. So I wanted to share it. If you are keen to have a chat with me or jump on board, I have my doors open. My doors open for my 21-day life shifter. It is $297. You get me in your back pocket for 21 days. No limitations on the questions you ask, unlimited question and answer, unlimited voice notes and messages, 2 30-minute video calls, a big, beautiful psychic reading whenever you like during your 21 days, a beautiful workbook, different intuitive guidance and healing, mindset mentoring. So if that sounds like a bit of you, or you're on the fence, or you want to create some more fucking self-worth in your life, in you and in your belief systems, then send me a message. Otherwise, in the comments I will link the link to book in and enroll in the 21-day life shifter. Otherwise, if anything of this lands with you around self-worth, feel free to share with me in private message or share in the comments as well. Love you all and have a beautiful, beautiful evening.